What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Optimal EV. Today, we're going to be giving you a build guide and rundown on the all-new 2022 Mercedes EQS.
The EQS just recently dropped at the end of 2021, and because of its expensive price tag, puts it in the upper echelon with other EVs like Lucid, Audi, Porsche, and Tesla.
And for those of you who haven't seen our top 10 EV brands to purchase from in 2022, go check out that video and see where the EQS ranks. You might notice before we go over the stats that there really isn't any range shown on the Mercedes website at all. And we actually had to search outside sources to find out, the remote numbers for the range. We saw 350 a couple times, 340, and then all of a sudden 422 from Edmunds. So there's really not a lot of, facts about this range. But for the most part, it sounds like we're getting a 350, close to that. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Here we are on the configurator page, and as you can see, there are two models, the 450 Plus and the 580 4MATIC. For those of you that are familiar with other Mercedes models, you'll know that 4MATIC means all-wheel drive, so the 450 Plus is a standard rear-wheel model. 5.9 seconds acceleration from 0 to 60, which is kind of slow for what this car costs, in my opinion. 329 horsepower, 417 pound-feet of torque. On the 580 4MATIC, you can see that it jumps down to 4.1 seconds from 0 to 60, 516 horsepower, and 631 pound-feet of torque.
When it comes to the price, the 450 Plus starts at $102,000, and the 580 4MATIC starts at $119,000. Obviously, $17,000 increase for that all-wheel drive and the increased 0 to 60 time. We're going to build out the 450 Plus because there are more options on that available, like wheels and other features. But the 580, we will go over that quickly and just show you the wheel options and just the interior as well. All right, we're going to hop into the build, but I just want to mention that we're starting with the 450 Plus. The reason for that is all the trims are the exact same when it comes to the 450 Plus versus the 580, but the 580 does show less options because it comes with the AMG trim package on its standard, so you won't be able to see all the rims and other features. So we're going to show you the options and the features on the trims first. So you'll see the premium trim, the exclusive trim, and the pinnacle trim.
So there's a lot of features here that come standard on the premium trim. We're not going to go over every single one, so if you are interested in reading those, feel free to pause the video now. We're just going to go ahead and jump into the exclusive trim, as these are where your features start to change a little bit.
For sure.
So they give you a 4-zone automatic climate control, which is basically just allowing you to change the temperature in the back of the car. Air balance cabin fragrance system, so now you can scent the car if you want to. It also has an air balance cabin air purification system, which comes with this package, and a multi-contour front seat with massage. So I guess on the others, they just don't come with a massage feature, and they're just regular seats.
Yeah, and also the multi-contour function where it will adjust the back differently. I mean, it seems that a lot of these features should be standard when it comes to a price of $105,000, $102,000 even. But, that's what Mercedes decided to do, so we're just going to go through each package and find out what they're making you pay extra for. And then the last one we have is the pinnacle trim, which includes all the features from the exclusive and the premium. Obviously, it's like a tier list. So, anything from premium is in exclusive and anything from exclusive is in pinnacle. So if you have any questions about that, leave them down in the comments. But on the pinnacle trim, you'll see it has the comfort type center armrest, so more comfortable armrest. Heated and ventilated rear seats, which is, it's definitely rare to see rear ventilated seats. So it's nice to see that, especially in a very luxury Mercedes. And then we also have a luxury rear head restraints. Power outboard rear seats with memory, so the front seats will not be the only ones with the memory. Rear cabin wireless charging, so not just the front seats. Again, something that is usually a luxury in the front now is going to the rear, and also rear side impact airbags.
This is definitely the weirdest thing that
Yes.
we have seen about these trim features.
Almost between any features we went over any car.
It's really weird to put safety standards inside of a trim rather than as a standard part of the car.
Yeah, I don't think that is something that the Mercedes, builders really thought of when they were putting the options in here, because I think safety is the most important thing, and putting airbags in side restraints is very safe, and it's not a standard feature. So, I don't really know what the reasoning behind it was. Now, what we're going to do is actually build out the pinnacle trim on the 450 and the 580, just so we can show you the maximum amount of features you can get on this car. So obviously, definitely building it out to be very pricey, but it is what it is. We're not actually buying it. So, okay, so we're going to go through the colors first. We have our polar white, no cost, obsidian black, onyx black, which actually looks almost like a brown, right?
Yeah, a little bit in the light.
Nautical blue, graphite gray, and twilight blue. So all of these are metallic colors. We have Cirrus silver here, so tons of different color options, and they all come with the car, which is very nice. But then we also have this new one. It's manufacturer selenite gray mango or magno. It looks like it's a AMG line only, and it looks like a matte finish. So
it looks really sharp, to be fair, but I'm not sure if putting it behind a package is the best idea.
They could have made the name a little easier too.
Yeah, for sure.
Next, we have the diamond white metallic. So this is also one of those colors where you have to pay a little more for, but it is a metallic. Last one is the red. So it looks like the only color that actually makes you change the trim is this gray mango. You'll see on the front, it actually changes the look of the car. So I just want to show you that before we get into other options. The AMG line exterior, this is very similar to like BMW M Sport and other premium brands who show you a sportier trim.
Right.
So when I click it, you're going to notice that the front bumper actually changes. So it kind of gives you a different style, not as aggressive. Push it again. You'll see the wheels actually get more premium too, so you can't get these other wheel options without getting the AMG line. Also, the steering wheel is going to change as well. So minor things, but $2,200 to get that.
What do you think? Do you think you would upgrade to the AMG line if you had to pick?
I think to get this color, if I was just going all out price-wise, I think I would just because I love this finish. But at the same time, matte colors are also very hard to take care of. So for practicality-wise, I wouldn't. But if I was spending this much money, I probably wouldn't be being that practical.
Personally, I really like the color, but I just don't really like the change of that front bumper. I, for some reason, like the lower-end version of the bumper a little bit better.
Okay. Well, let's look at the wheel options now. So we have the 20-inch. I think 20s are great sizes for EVs for range reasons.
Yeah, and these wheels all look pretty clean, to be honest.
Yeah, and then we jump up to a 21 right away. So I like that little blue accent in there. Definitely matches like the EQS feel.
Yeah.
And then you have to go to AMG to get these nice sportier bicolor wheels. These insane looking 21s.
Yeah, these are pretty fancy. And 21s on this thing, they're pretty big. So
yeah, and then you actually can get a 22, which is wild to see on a sedan. Not much tire showing there.
That's massive.
Hopefully in an area that the roads aren't as bad as ours. So.
Yeah. Options-wise down here, as we mentioned, AMG line exterior. However, they also offer all-season extended mobility tires, but it's only for a select options on the wheels. And then lastly, you have the body color rear spoiler, which seems to be totally free. You can add it if you want a spoiler. You can make sure it's not on there if you don't.
Let's see if we can rotate. Yep, there you go. So you can see it with the color of the white, and then you turn it off. Let's see if it changes there. I guess the builder doesn't show it changing, but that is it allows you to match the body color, which is nice.
Right.
Next, we're going to hop into the interior, where probably the most amount of options for an interior out of any vehicle that we've built so far.
The first thing you're probably noticing here, which could be a make or break deal for you, is that the 450 Plus does not have the 55-inch massive screen on the front of the dashboard. That option is not available on this model. You'll have to pick the 580 in order to get that.
So first, we have the black space gray leather. Next, we have the macchiato beige space gray leather. The Neva gray stable brown leather, which gives you some nice accents here.
That looks all right.
Yeah, I like it. I like the little console in the middle. Black sable brown leather. Ooh,
that's sharp.
Really cool. Yeah,
I like that.
This one's an AMG option. The AMG Neva gray.
Also pretty clean. Not my
looks
favorite.
Very similar to the other one.
Yeah, almost identical, honestly.
AMG black splash place gray. So it looks like they just add the AMG package and then give you the same colors.
Gotcha.
Another one. Here's the Napa leather. So we actually increase the stitching and the quality of the leather, which looks beautiful. Same thing, the macchiato beige with the Napa leather, and then the black sable brown Napa leather. So really they're the same colors, just adding in the Napa, and then you have this manufacturer Neva, which gives you like a blue accent to it, which is definitely different than the other ones.
It looks like they also give you the option to change the trim for each of these options as well.
And these two first trims, the laser cut star pattern, that is actually only on the 450, and then also the anthracite 3D relief optic is only on the 450. On the bottom, when it comes to the interiors, you're going to see we can select the AMG line interior, which you kind of had a glimpse of when we selected the trims. The AMG line interior appointments, sport front seats, sport steering wheel, AMG floor mats, and brushed stainless steel pedals. So definitely a nice look. I actually love the stainless steel pedals. It's definitely you can't really see it too much on here, but it gives it like a grip, a rubber grip on the top of it, plus a nice, cool, sporty look.
Yeah, next up we have the winter package, which includes your heated steering wheel, heated windshield, and heated rear seats. I think this is probably something that should already be included if you're going with like that exclusive package, the executive package. But even then, it's kind of weird to add it in for $1,500. This is normally something you would see as an option on much lower tier cars.
Yeah, I mean, I see it both ways. Maybe if someone isn't in that climate, but really for the price, it should be something that's in the car. When it comes to some of the higher end BMWs, they keep a lot of the stuff standard, and other brands as well. They really give you a lot of options. Another one, this package, the Executive Rear Seat Package Plus. Now, this I understand being an actual additional option because not everyone's going to want, the massage seats, the rapid heating rear seats, the neck heating, and also the rear cabin tablet. So this I understand, but maybe the winter package should be something that comes with the car.
Yeah, agreed.
We have some additional options on the bottom, the multi-contour front seats with massage. They're included in these packages up here, but they kind of give you information about it. So if you want to read these, you can kind of read more into the technology that you're getting. One thing, again, that's usually on an accessory page would be these all-weather mats. So all-season front floor and rear mats, black rubber. Some people love to get them, or they'll purchase from WeatherTech like we've recommended in the past.
Now for the options available on this model, we have the heads-up display, which comes standard. I guess if you opted out of it, that they would not include it, but I figure if it's free, you might as well throw it in. Next up is the MBUX Interior Assistant, which is essentially just hand gestures that allow you to control media without having to physically touch the dash. Heated steering wheel, which is included in that winter package. Energizing air control plus HEPA filtration. So they just basically give you an advanced air filter system in this. Also, again, one of those things I feel like should kind of come standard. I don't know anyone that would voluntarily opt into a higher filtration system for their AC. But hey, if it's something that's really important to you, you can definitely have the option to include it.
Next, we have our energizing comfort with energizing nature. Now, this is kind of a weird option to me because the car already has the heated seats, the ventilated seats, and the massage seats. What this does is kind of give you an experience mode. It says, a 10-minute program, variety of versions of it. But it seems for $200, they kind of just could have programmed this into the car. But I do get how if you want this kind of cool, party trick, you can add it in your vehicle. After that, we have this laminated glass with thermal and noise insulation. So someone who wants, a quieter ride can upgrade to this feature. It is $1,000, but they do actually put different things into the glass to make it a better ride and, hear less from outside.
I can definitely understand wanting to minimize the road noise that comes into the car. The other thing that they mentioned was that it limits UV radiation that comes through, which I figured they probably would just tint the windows for that, but maybe it's some type of special insulation to prevent UV rays.
And one thing we're going to show you when we go over to the 580 in a second is that the heads-up display, you're going to be able to get an option for the augmented reality. So we're going to jump into that. All right, so here we are on the pinnacle version of the 580. Now you'll see the only difference from the 450 is that augmented reality head-up display and the 12-inch OLED front passenger display with the hyperscreen. So what that means is that in the interior, you will get the full-on screen with the passenger. It's pretty incredible how it looks. I'm excited to actually get a chance to sit in one of these. But for the augmented reality heads-up display, you will see that there's actually turn-to-turn information that will show up on the heads-up display, along with more settings and different information as well. This looks amazing. I mean, if you miss turns after having this, I don't know what to do for you. I don't know.
You're lost. You're lost.
Don't use navigation. Just get lost and whatever.
For $2,000, I don't think it's a terrible price. I'm curious to see what actual features it will include besides, just obviously showing you turns. I'm curious to see what type of, depth it'll show you between cars and your surroundings.
Yeah, definitely an interesting feature, and I'm excited to see that as well. The only other thing different about the 580 versus the 450 Plus is that you will only have the option to get these two rims choices, the 21s. The reason for that is because it comes standard with the AMG line. And then for the interior, you will only be able to get these three trims. Now, the trim doesn't show up as much on here because you have the giant screen, so it really doesn't make a huge difference. But I did actually prefer the 450 trim over the 580.
Yeah, I mean, other than the screen, I would definitely agree with you.
And we are jumping around a lot on this builder on the 580 just because we already went over all of the other options on the 450 Plus. But if you have any questions, pertaining to these two trims, just let us know down in the comments. We should be able to navigate through this and let you know. One last thing, I'm just going to load this car up and put a couple options on it, just because I really want to show you the price of the full loaded up 580 versus the 450 Plus. I get it as a big price increase from the 450 Plus, but I think getting this really futuristic looking screen is super important, and getting that AMG line standard, I think the value is really in the 580.
So the total build price is $130,000, so MSRP down to $125,000. I really think that I agree with Troy here. I think if you're going to spend this much money on a car, it's worth upgrading. I mean, the stats on the 450 aren't super impressive as far as the battery goes. And for this upgraded option to give you basically as many different options as you want, for a definitely significant upgrade as far as performance goes, it's probably worth it.
All right, so on the screen, we're actually going to pull up our scoring for this vehicle and how it compares to the other models that we've reviewed. So let us know what you think. Also, if you want to, pause it and just take a look at all the different scores from all the other models, feel free. Check out our other videos on them. We think the EQS is definitely going to be a popular model in that expensive luxury, echelon. But at the same time, I think that the 580 is going to sell a lot better than the 450 Plus just for that nice big screen, the acceleration, and the all-wheel drive.
All right, that concludes our full build guide and rundown on the all-new 2022 Mercedes EQS. Troy, what are your final thoughts?
I think it's a nice looking car, very luxurious. Obviously, the price range is definitely up there with, the Taycans, the Lucid Air, the GT, and the Tesla Model S. But it's definitely going to pull away from some of those brands and get a lot of sales. The 580, I believe, is going to definitely sell a lot more than the 450 Plus. But it's a nice vehicle. I don't have anything bad to say about it besides those airbags. But it's definitely going to sell.
I think the key feature here is the big screen. I think that pulls a lot of eyes, and a lot of people want that feature in their car. So I agree with you. I think the 580 is going to be what sells the most here. Overall, I really don't think I would personally go with this car. I think it costs a lot, especially for the performance that you're getting. I usually rely on performance above, the tech features, the little things you're getting on the interior, way more than, most people.
A nice balance is good.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think that screen, the Mercedes Benz screen, is going to be like a Tesla screen where when that first big Tesla screen came out, everyone kind of was drawn towards that? Do you think you'll have the same effect? Or do you think it's too expensive to really pull enough people into the brand?
I definitely think it'll pull enough people that it'll gain a lot of interest. I just don't know if those customers are going to be happy with their car after maybe 4 to 6 months down the road when they're kind of over the fact that they have that big screen.
Okay. All right. So those are our thoughts on it. Let us know what you think in the comments. We love interacting with you and answering all your questions. I know we kind of jumped around the builder a ton, but we'd love to help out and try to figure out what kind of car you're looking to buy. If you have any questions, leave them down in those comments. Again, like, subscribe, and we will see you in the future.